The March 7, 2022 budget workshop meeting of the Dixon County School Board is now in session. For the record, I'd like to recognize that all school board members are present, as well as Tanya Baker, Board Clerk, and Mr. Robinson, Division Superintendent. At this time, would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Board members, we have an agenda for tonight's meeting. Are there any additions or changes to the agenda?
Mr. Chair, we have no revisions.
All right, hearing so, do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second. Any discussions? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. That will bring us to public comment. Mr. Hackney, would you be so kind as to read the guidelines for public comment?
A period of time for public comment will be designated on the meeting agenda during which the public may comment on issues related to public education. Dickinson County School Board believes that the citizens of the county should be heard and that this is an acceptable format for receiving public comment. After the public comment of the section of the meeting is closed, the public shall not be allowed to participate in general board member discussions regarding agenda items. Public participation with the board members regarding agenda items can be disruptive, and the practice is prohibited. The Robert's Rules of Order. It is the desire of the school board to treat each member of the public fairly and equally. Allowing one individual to participate while excluding others is unfair. The board may hold such public hearing as may be necessary to allow the public more fully express their concerns, or the board may place the public comment section of any meeting at the end of the meeting to allow additional public comment. While we do not wish to restrict free expression of opinion, we feel that certain restrictions may be necessary so that order and reasonable standards of decorum may be maintained. We ask that the following standards be adhered. Speaker will be recognized by the chair. Each speaker will be limited to 5 minutes. Speakers will refrain from the use of vulgarity or profanity and will avoid negative or embarrassing comments directed towards specific children or students. Board members should not respond to issues presented by speakers unless clarification is necessary. Matters of concern raised under public comment will be referred to the proper official for investigation and future board consideration if necessary.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Mullins, can I draft you to be our timekeeper? Thank you. All right, at this time, do we have anyone for public comment? That's not, you get off easy, Mr. Mullins. Yeah. All right, so the next agenda item is the proposed Dixon County Public Schools FY23 budget discussions. Ms. Taylor.
The light's on. It may take a second, though.
Test.
There you go.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Hoping that you all got out and enjoyed some of the sunshine this weekend and have been able to stay somewhat dry today. Hopefully we'll have a lot more of those sunny days coming up. You have a copy, a paper copy there of the presentation that I am getting ready to go through with you. You also have a paper copy of the proposed revenue and expenditure budgets for fiscal year 22-23. Okay, if you'll advance to the next slide, please. The total proposed budget for Dickinson County Public Schools for fiscal year 22-23 is $38,355,566. Please keep in mind that the Virginia Department of Education has not released final calculation tools because the Virginia state budget has not yet been adopted. The estimated time for us to receive that information is March 12th, 2022. This draft budget is based on the Senate version of the budget bill. The Senate version includes $1,784,467 for school construction and additional at-risk funding of $704,478. The total difference between the House and Senate versions is $2,630,815. This draft budget also includes a 5% compensation increase for all employees and employee step raises. The proposed budget includes $6,860,402 in federal ESSER funding. $5,505,148 is designated for the elementary school wing addition. An additional $1,355,254 is allocated for summer school, after-school remediation, personnel additions, 2 school buses, and virtual learning expenses. Our state revenue budget is based on the Virginia Department of Education projected ADM of 1,881.2. The total state share is $22,039,478. The local share of that is $5,120,031, and the local required match with incentive programs is $5,221,723.
If you have questions along the way, please be sure to stop us, and Ms. Taylor will be glad to answer any questions.
First, we'll look at the proposed revenue budget, and this first page is the state funding. This is all of the state funding except for the food service state funding, which we have separated out, which we will talk about later. All of these numbers come directly from the VDOE calculation tools, and that is based on the ADM of 1881.2. The subtotal for SOQ accounts is $15,185,312. The subtotal for incentive accounts is $4,905,786. Categorical programs, $9,446. Lottery funding, $1,877,234. Total state funds is $21,977,778 for those categories. Okay, the next slide will show our federal grant funding. Total federal revenue is estimated at $10,060,367. Of that, $1,500,000 is food services. $6,860,402 is ESSER funds, and $1,699,965 is for title programs and other federal programs that we participate in. And this will show the breakdown by those programs for the federal grant funding. The total federal funds, as said, was $8,560,367. That includes forest reserve payments, federal leasing, Title I, Title II, Title III, Title IV, Title V, Title VI, Perkins, preschool handicapped, ESSER II, ESSER III, ESSER III summer school, ESSER III after school, and the ARPA HVAC grant. Our local appropriation request to the Dickinson County Board of Supervisors this year will be $5,900,000. Other grants and revenues are expected to be $342,820. And this is the breakdown starting with food service. You'll see state funding, For food services is $61,700. Food service federal funding, $1,500,000. Food service other, $12,901. Total food service, $1,561,700. This also shows the county operations appropriation request of $5,900,000. The other funds that we spoke about, other grant revenues, include the school security equipment grant, payments from Medicaid, E-rate reimbursements, adult ed miscellaneous receipts, the RLA grant, dual enrollment tuition, and other receipts for a total of other funds, $342,820. Those revenue line items together sum $38,355,566. If you'll move over to the expenses section, and that is page 3 of the secondary handout, you will see that salaries and wages are budgeted at $15,534,361. Payroll-related expenses, which would include your FICA taxes and other benefits, $9,781,689. That makes total personnel-related expenses, salaries and wages plus fringes, $25,316,050. Our ratio of personnel-related to total expenses this year will be 66%. It's important to note that that is normally between 82 and 83%. It is a much lower percentage this year because of the increase in the school construction funding in the budget. Our non-payroll related expenses are estimated at $13,039,000 and includes $7,289,615 allocated to school construction through ESSER and state funds. This slide shows only the salaries and wages portion, and this is listed by positions. You will see that that $15,534,361 million does include the 5% compensation supplement, as well as a step raise for employees. And the line items starting with substitutes, which includes our substitutes and part-time workers. The minimum wage will increase this year from $11 to $12, and so those have been adjusted accordingly to compensate for that minimum wage increase. Next slide, please. These are the benefits that are associated with those payroll-related items. They are, of course, a function of salaries and wages. They include FICA benefits, VRS, health insurance, group life, hybrid disability, unemployment, workers' compensation, retiree health care credit, and sick leave, with a total of $9,781,689. This section shows our non-payroll related expenditures, a total of $13,039,516. Sorry, I have old eyes. This includes purchase services, private carriers, internet connectivity, utilities, communications, insurance, leases and rentals, travel, materials and supplies, food products, vehicle and equipment fuel, vehicle and equipment supplies, textbooks, instructional supplies, technology software, non-capitalized technology hardware, student tuition for Governor School, capital outlay replacement, capital outlay additions, technology hardware, and technology infrastructure. You will see increases in some of these expenditure lines this year, and that is due to the international atmosphere and what we are experiencing with increased prices, not only at the pump, but how that flows through to all products and services that we will be acquiring. I would like to also point out that the capital outlay replacement of $220,000, those are the buses, the 2 buses that are scheduled to be purchased with ESSER funds. The capital outlay additions line, $6,839,917. I think that's what it says. $6,819,817, yes. That is the elementary school construction and the school construction funds. That's where those expenses are. Okay. Do you have any questions at this time?
Ms. Taylor, could you address health insurance for our employees as far as increases or
Yes. At this
we
time,
are estimating?
there will be no increase in employee costs to insurance. I believe the employee-only rate right now is $65 a month, and the full family rate is $130 a month. Those will remain the same in the next fiscal year.
Thank you.
If there's no other questions, I will leave you to discuss.
Hold on, Laura, any other questions for Ms. Taylor?
Thank you, very well done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. It really shows that you've worked hard on this, and appreciate your presentation for sure. I feel like we've got some good budget news, but then again, the fuel cost and cost of food and those kind of things are going to will feel the sting just as we all will personally, I fear. Any other questions or comments from the rest of the board? All right, once again, thank you, Mr. Taylor. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved. Hang up.
Second. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The meeting is now adjourned.